might need to be. Oh yeah.
Hi, we're live.
Hello, we
Hello.
are live.
Yeah, that was specifically for PJ. We are live.
Oh, yeah, not really for anybody else.
Yeah, not
Or
really
not
for
live.
anybody
For
else.
the
Hey,
rest of the world.
Staying live.
Welcome everybody. Trailer Talk. We're back. We're doing things. We're talking about trailers.
yeah.
I'm Drew, and I'm joined by Pagan,
Hello.
PJ, and Steph. You're kind of experts. I mean,
Okay,
self-proclaimed.
I'm ready.
Maybe,
Are we live?
experts? No.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Keep talking about whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'll continue to
Kind of
intro the
delayed my
show.
reaction there. If you saw that.
Yeah.
It was very good. Very
Yeah.
good, sir.
I like that.
PJ,
that acting choice.
you can't use a Starbucks cup. That's like product placement. We can't have product placement. We're not a sponsor. Not a
You
sponsor.
don't know what I'm getting.
We
paid
could
to
we
drink
could
this.
try and get product placement
PG got
sponsorship. Starbucks, please sponsor
side-
Yes,
us.
please.
Side
I
hustle.
swear to God, a
PJ got
certain someone
side
who won't
hustle.
be mentioned did that behind our backs on shows when it would get positioned and it would be like, "Oh, really? This? Yeah. Why are you doing that? Why you got to wear that one?"
Yeah, no reason.
Well, you know.
I got swag. I got to promote. Yo.
Yeah.
Mission
got shit
Impossible,
I gotta
guys.
do.
Did you guys know there's a new Mission Impossible movie coming up? Is that something on your radar?
What's
I actually
Mission
didn't know it was
Impossible?
coming out, but I'm here for it.
You're here for it? Okay.
I'm sure they're
Well,
going to go
this
to
is
Mission
one of
Impossible
those-
40. So,
But this was a COVID disaster movie.
yes.
A disaster? Why was
Oh
this a
my God!
disaster?
Were you not following
the
everything?
production
that
got
was
shut
going,
down.
The production
I see what
got
you're
shut
saying.
down.
I thought you meant like it's like a disaster.
He got in
film.
trouble
Yeah.
for saying certain things.
Yeah, did you hear his
It
like
got
his breakdown on set, which wasn't really a breakdown
Yeah.
on set. He just fucking let loose on set.
Yeah, more than once.
Yeah.
He got it for more than once. And then the
Stakes are high.
a train crashed into their. What was the one with the crash? Something. A production truck crashed into their stunt train
Oh my god.
or something
Oh,
like that. Yeah.
I don't know what you're
Like this thing has been
The production
cursed.
trains crashed into their stunt car.
So they had some
Wow.
sort of stunt train, and then
Yeah.
a production car, and one of them hit the other one.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Do they have a real train? Maybe the stunt train attacked at the real train and was like
Something like
jealous.
that.
It was like, listen, real train. I'm the stunt
Buddy,
train.
I don't
get
quote,
you.
quote my sources.
Yeah.
Thomas the
Take
Train.
you
my
out, stunt
sources.
train.
Yeah, I do
didn't know there
remember
were
this
stunt trains.
like blowing up though because of his I want to say meltdown because people like put that on set like his big blow up on set.
Was it a
But, like,
meltdown though?
I mean,
Yeah.
like fucking legitimized for sure. Like I could totally understand with him. He was like high stakes executive producer, like fucking running the show, and someone's not following COVID procedure, and that could just get their entire production shut down. And he made
Yeah.
some
It
good
cost
points.
us. It
cost
cost
a
us
lot of
Red
money.
Bear,
Yeah.
just Red Bear on the little
Yeah.
shoots that we do, and they're not little. We do big shoots. We do $1 million shoots.
Yeah.
It's $30,000 a day
Yeah.
Yeah.
for COVID protocol,
And that's a small.
hard.
that's a
TV.
small little thing. Can you imagine what the
Yeah.
cost on that
Yeah.
per day?
Yeah. Yeah, the amount of COVID, I mean, and just to think, and imagine production gets shut down because a lot of people get it. Like, that's costing the studio a ton of money, right, to pause everything, right? The actors can't, that pushes, things are scheduled so other actors can go do other jobs,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's
But
not
look
a
at
good
it. Look at
thing,
it this
right?
way. Look at it this way. When you think about the cost, you got 100 extras that have got to show up on set, right? In COVID nowadays, you have to get 200.
Yeah.
Just in
100
case.
sit in their car and wait while they get if their COVID test from in the period goes positive,
Yeah.
and then they automatically swipe them out. And if they don't, the person drives home, but you still had to pay them.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Can
you
you
got to pay
imagine?
double the
Can you
crew,
imagine
yeah.
the cost?
Wow.
But it's just
Yeah.
the things
Well,
like, I mean, he was saying, people could lose their houses because the industry has shut down and everything. And that's totally true. People were fucking out of jobs, not making money because they couldn't run anything in the industry. And that's why Tom Cruise lost his shit. He was saying that they were the gold standard of the industry, that they were out there making production on set, on location. And he just had to jump through a fuck ton of hoops to even get the authority to do that with all the COVID procedures. So then he had a meltdown because somebody had disobeyed protocol or
Yeah.
something. And I mean, fair fucking Jews. The stakes are high, man.
Yeah.
All in
I
all
mean,
brings
but-
all in the
but-
game brings up some good points in the comments.
But yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, he does. But and I think we have to bring it back to reality. We're making movies.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it is high stakes. Sure, a lot of money. Yeah, there's a lot of employed people, and it affects a lot of lives. But it's still we're making movies here, guys. This isn't like a hospital that's actually curing, helping people
so,
and saving
so
lives.
you haven't
know what
been
I'm
in
saying?
Hollywood much, have you, Drew?
Well, no, I
Come
know,
on,
but I mean,
they take their
but
shit so serious once it starts.
I am
They
not
think it's
disagreeing with
mo-
that, but put it through the lens of like the average Joe that's like, I don't, what the fuck is Tom Cruise bitching about? Like my grandmother died from COVID. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's just, it doesn't make any, like there's sometimes like we blow things out of the proportion in the media about things like this. And then because it's Tom Cruise, right? And because it's Mission Impossible and it's a lot of money, right? Where then we stop talking about the things that might actually really matter. So I do see both sides
Well,
of it.
I
Where
mean, it's
Steph,
livelihood
how many
though,
of you
isn't it?
watched?
Oh,
How
sorry,
many of
go
you
ahead.
watched, Steph? 0.
Zero. Steph's
Zero
never
Mission
seen one.
Impossibles.
It won't
And
wait
the
for
funny
you
thing
then,
is-
huh? What's the matter? You don't like Tom Cruise?
No, I don't know why. Like, I've never seen them. They seem interesting, but it's never
How
been
many
like,
of you
oh.
watched Pagan?
All of them.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watch all of them. I
I like 'em.
loved all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like all. I like them all. I mean, there are some
And
that
I
are more
like
hit and miss.
I like
but,
that one
yeah.
guy, that English guy. What's his name?
Simon Pegg.
I love that guy. Whatever
tweeted
he's
me
in, I'll
once.
watch.
He responded to a tweet once, so I was like,
Nice.
yes.
Can I touch your thumbs?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, we're best
yeah, Simon
friends.
Pegg's
So
a cool dude. He's a big nerd too, which is cool. I mean, he's a big Trekkie,
Yeah.
obviously, because he plays Scotty in the new Star Trek, but he's also like a fan. So he's sort of he just seems like a genuine cool chap. Yeah. So okay.
But
So this is the seventh movie in the Mission Impossible franchise. This is part one. Mission Impossible. It's called Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning
Reckoning.
Part One. So this is a two-parter. This is I don't know if the two-parter means. So someone in the chat may correct me, or maybe if you guys know, this is the penultimate movie. So I don't know if this means that this is the next movie is the last one, or if there's one more two-parter. Does that make sense? I'm not quite sure how that.
They're making number 8.
Yeah, no, I know they're making obviously part one. There's going to be a
Because they have
part
to be
two,
part two.
but this they're wrapping up the franchise. Like this is supposed to be the end. So I don't know if this part two is the end, or if this is the penultimate, like part one, part
Thing.
two of another part one, part
They're,
two.
they're thinking about
that
redoing
make
it with
sense?
Tom Holland as the character. The character.
I'd watch it.
Start younger.
I know you're
Start
joking.
Yeah, you
younger
had
again.
Tom
But I
Hollander.
will.
Start younger
so-
again.
Every meeting in Hollywood goes, what's Tom Holland doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, if you're
Yeah.
a smart person in media, being like, can we get Tom Holland on this? Instant money.
So here's the thing with so I've liked Tom Cruise, always like him. Congrats on that 100 million opening this weekend for Top Gun.
150.
Watched-
Yeah, I can't wait to
150
see
now.
that.
150. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
even
that's
higher.
his-
I think the
Do you know
final
that's
number's
his
gonna be higher.
biggest all-time opening of his
No
entire
way.
career,
Oh,
and
wow.
that is quite a career. I rewatched Top Gun over the weekend.
Wow.
Such a cheesy
Same.
movie. It's so
Well, I watched
good.
it yesterday.
Cheesy.
It's awesome.
Oh, it's so awesome. Never said it wasn't awesome, but like
It's
you
just
know,
cheesy.
it's from that time period. Remember?
Yeah, sure.
That's good.
Do you feel? How do you guys feel about like Tom Cruise? Like he's a massive, massive actor. You take Julia Roberts. You take all these people that have Jack Nicholson, Nicholas. All these people that. Which one is it? I always mix them up with the golfer. The they're too big now. Like they come
Too
to the
big?
screen with so much baggage. Like they come with their Nicole Kidman issues and they're jumping on the couch with Oprah Winfrey and their and their Scientology and their divorce. Like it's very hard for me to separate all that story when I see the guy on. It's like why I have problems watching my friends on screen. I just can't separate my friend from the character. So I think what happens with these movies, it's I don't think you got to want to watch Tom Cruise because otherwise, I think they get too big for their roles. They are bigger than the character they play.
Yes. Well, that's the difference between I think an actor and a celebrity. Does that make
Right.
sense?
A
Like
movie
so.
star.
Yeah.
Yeah, a movie star. Yeah, like a movie star like brings the stardom, right? Like that's what like it's like when you hire The Rock, you're not hiring you're not hiring him to play like a character. Sure, he has a name as a character, but he's playing The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like just like Tom Cruise is going to be playing Tom Cruise. Now it's a version of Tom Cruise called Ethan Hunt, but it's still mostly Tom Cruise, right? And that's okay because we like that. We like Tom Cruise as the actor when he's on screen. He's charismatic. There's gravity to him. You can't stop watching him. He does his own stunts. It's part of his shtick. You know what I'm saying? So it's all part of like that wrapped up into thing that we call now a movie star. Right now, where not everybody has that, and that's okay. You know, and that's fine. But I think that's what makes.
Does the
movie stars
character
movie
ever
stars.
become too big? And I'll give you an example. Johnny Depp goes back, does a first movie after all of this crap, and in the movie he has to hit a woman.
Why would you choose?
Are
a
you
role
not
like
going to
that?
bring? I
Yeah,
know,
he
but you're going to
definitely
bring all your baggage. You're going to bring all that baggage with you. Amber Heard, is she going to get a role? Like there's so much negativity. All I'm just saying is that at some point I find, and that's why some of these movies I don't watch, is because I cannot separate the character from the actor anymore, and I can't get into the movie. When the first times those big movies, you just get so immersed. I don't think it's as easy to do anymore when the character is that big.
That's interesting. I actually don't really think that. I kind of just don't. I mean, I have a great way of like disassociating their celebrity persona with the character that they're playing. Like I don't look at Jack Sparrow, for example, and see Johnny Depp. I see Jack Sparrow. You know, it's the same with Tom Cruise, really. But I think Tom Cruise has just played two similar roles because those are the roles he likes doing, and if he likes doing them and they make money, why can't he? You know, and he does his own stunts. It's really impressive. Like, I do think that being in the film industry, though, has kind of taken away a lot of that, but it's not character-based and it's never actor-based, funnily enough, like, which is something that I probably would associate with. It's more set or production-based. So I notice particularly smoky rooms, for example. You know, when they fill the room with smoke to sort of add density, I would notice that, and then that takes me out of the movie rather than seeing the person and the character. Like, I notice small, like, production things or continuity errors or something. That's more what I'll be disassociated with rather than a famous person on screen like Tom Cruise. I think if Tom Cruise came out now and did a Shakespearean Baz Luhrmann, like, I don't know, Romeo and Juliet spin-off, I'd still see whatever character he plays. Like, I wouldn't see really, like, I don't really associate it with like that.
Yeah. I would watch that.
Yeah, I would watch that too, but
just because it's Baz.
Just because it's Baz, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Tom Cruise
So
has
it's
done some stuff that is not like, it's still Tom Cruise, but I mean, when you look at like Vanilla Sky or like Risky Business, you know, like he's doing something different, right? It's not quite the like the cocky, like I'm a super bartender, I'm a super airplane pilot, I'm the super spy, right? Like it's not always like the top, I'm the best at what I do, let me do it, and I'm going to do it in a cool fashion. It's sometimes he does take on some roles. Born on the 4th of July, I think he was actually nominated for Best Actor for that role.
You're picking old pitches, though. We have Jack
Firm?
Reacher, Mission Impossible. Like, what has he done?
Well, so he decided to do this
typecast,
thing.
you know, like it's his projects that he's
Well,
typing himself into.
I think since Top Gun, like, he wanted to probably get into
Born
more
on the 4th of
action-based.
July was one of my favorites he did.
Yeah, Born with 4th of July was after Top Gun, and so, but I think he decided, like, listen, I'm going to do a thing, and this is who Tom Cruise is. I mean, we see the guy flies planes. He landed a helicopter at the premiere of a premiere Top Gun, at the premiere screening with celebrities, like everybody's taking. He literally flew his own helicopter and landed it in front of like the theater. So, like the guy is sort of like personifies this idea of like I'm going to do my own stunts, and he sort of brought that to the new genre of like movie making. He sort of put the stamp in the ground and said like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to save movies and like the big budget movies, like the things that the action films, this is what it means to me. And these are the types of movies I want to be known for. Right. Like that's kind of, he's sort of gone and done that. Right.
Yeah, it's his career.
Yeah. I mean, look at Top Gun. Like he literally is flying a fighter jet. Like he trained to fly, like so that he could fly it and be in those scenes so that it wouldn't be CGI. I mean that's insane. Like who does that?
He's super
It's
committed.
the 13th
like,
veil.
it's
It's the 13th veil of all Scientology people, so that they have to do their own stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So
because
yeah.
because they have to do an
Yeah.
life insurance policy to the Church of Scientology, so they encourage the actors to do their own.
I mean,
stuff.
that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think the Scientology
That's a rumor.
business really
That's a
does-
rumor. Don't quote me. That's a rumor.
It does mess with the persona,
Oh,
but
we're
like
quoting you.
that's why I feel like if he's in the public eye for something, like if he's done something weird and wonderful yet again, Tom Cruise, it's always like, that guy, and there's like a massive eye roll with it because, you know, Scientology is just associated with his name. But when I go see a film, I don't automatically think Tom Cruise Scientology. I just think like, this is going to be a cool action-packed movie that he's going to do his own stunts that I'm going to be fucking impressed with. And I'd be like, wow, he could have died, but he didn't. You know? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have a
can
problem.
definitely
I do.
disassociate.
The baggage comes with me, and then it's not the smoke in the room for me. For me, it's the screenwriting. I can go, you had to put that in there for some reason, or the line that
Oh,
got
really?
ad-lib. Not ad-lib. What's it called when they do the extra line
Yeah,
when
it's
the
ad-lib. They're
camera's not
improv.
looking? No, what's that
Improv, yeah.
word?
ADR.
Oh,
the
ADR.
the
Yeah, that
line
gets me
in
as
and-
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but or when they hit a certain plot point, and they're just he had to have that. Or
Right.
I was doing it in Top Gun last night, or I was watching Top Gun. I go, oh, here's the party before something bad's going to happen. And my daughter's like, well, what do you mean? I go, they always do this. Everybody's happy, they have a party, and then somebody's going to die. Sure as shit, his partner died. And my daughter looks over at me and goes, how did you know that?
Or when
Spoiler
you're watching a
alert for
TV
people who haven't
series.
seen Top Gun.
Top Gun, the
God.
first one. The
Yeah.
first one. If you haven't
Who's
seen it since the
that?
80s,
No, I know.
there is a statute of limitations on spoiler alerts, okay?
Is there?
That is true.
What
No,
is
no,
the
no,
time
that is
frame? What
totally
is the
true.
time
It's
frame?
been out for a while. If you haven't seen
Listen,
it, that's
if
on you.
someone
It's
I
7
haven't
years.
seen
It's
Empire
7
Strikes Back
years,
yet.
same as your
Someone tells me
taxes.
what happens, I will lose my shit.
That can't be true.
not to switch to Star Wars real quick, but Drew, I read an amazing article about why Star Wars sucks now that I
Oh.
want to send to you. I thought
Yeah.
this would make Drew so mad.
Can I read it? Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
I'll send it
Honestly,
again.
Read it
I
out
would
loud
probably
right now.
agree with most of the points. I will.
But it took a really
I
interesting
I'm a
angle.
very I go down the middle for Star Wars. I'm not like the crazy fanatics that love everything, but I'm also not like the haters that just hate spew a bunch of. I ride the middle of Star
Right.
Wars. I'm like, there's gonna be good and there's gonna be bad. It is what it is.
They blamed it on Gen Z. Was it Gen X? In one of them, they go because they're making the movie. Oh, it
Gen
was
Z.
hilarious. You're
I'm
gonna
actually,
like it.
I'm gonna more blame Disney, but we can blame Gen Z. I guess. But
All
it's
right,
fine.
let's watch this trailer. I have
All
not
right.
seen it yet, so this is going to be an honest
Yeah,
reaction.
just before we jump into the trailer, this trailer was leaked online. Like it came out last week, but it was leaked online the day before, and then they released it. So I think it was leaked on a Monday last week, Monday or Tuesday. I think it was leaked on Monday or Tuesday of last week, and then they were like, "Fuck it, let's put it up." So I don't know if
Hold
that's
on,
going
I
to
don't have it
impact.
up yet. I've lost it.
Just to whoever leaked it.
Yeah, and it was a solid quality leak. It wasn't like a butt cam
That's
leak
crazy.
where
It
it's
was
like
an
someone.
actual leak. Do you think that's a
It was
marketing?
it was a
ploy?
legit like crisp, clear.
Do you think that's a marketing ploy, though?
No, I don't. Sometimes I think that. I don't think.
If it's a super
be.
crisp version, I do think that sometimes I'm just kind of like, they had a meeting in the room and they were like, should we try and create buzz around this? Like, let's leak something. And then if it's like super
Maybe.
clear, crisp audio or crisp, not obviously the audio when
Yeah.
it blew up, because that was like,
Yeah.
I mean, what does that really do?
The only reason I don't because they didn't leave it up. Because I tweeted it like when it leaked.
You
I
wouldn't,
tweeted it,
though.
and then like about an hour later, it was taken down. Like all
Yeah.
the video content was pulled.
You wouldn't leave it up, Drew. You'd have the marketing team
Well,
be
but
like,
that's a lot of
"Leak that
work.
for
That's a
an
lot of
hour."
money to spend to go have somebody
Nah.
go through and then
No,
like.
no.
Do you think they
That's
did it because
genius.
of all the Top Gun talk? Somebody was watching the internet going, people are searching Top Gun and throw that out
Probably,
there?
fucking likely. And you would just
Tom
leave it up for an
Cruise.
hour. People have enough time to copy it if they want to copy it, or whoever saw it, and then it creates a buzz, and a week later the trailer comes.
I don't think studios are this as genius as you think
They
they are. at
should
marketing.
be.
Most of them,
Oh, they're
most
not.
of them are pretty
Oh, they're
fucking
not.
shitty
They're
and
not.
stupid.
They're
So
not.
to think
Yeah.
that they would actually purposely leak something like this, like
Oh,
there's just
that's
a lot of
insane.
thought put into when things go out, and like there's a lot of like data that shows like, oh yeah, at noon on Tuesday, it's kind of fucking.
Some
accurate.
intern emailed it to the grandmother
yeah.
because they were so excited to be working on the show and knew that she loved Tom Cruise, and his cousin saw
And
it
then-
on his grandmother's laptop and put it out
Yes.
there.
No,
He's
it was
fired
Grandma
now,
that
by
put
the
it
way.
out there.
Oh.
Grandma could like fucking hack the internet.
She
Harsh.
put it out on her TikTok account.
She did. She did.
Oh, fuck.
Grandma. All
All
right.
right,
Nana.
let's roll this bass. Count
All
her
right,
down.
okay.
Count that shit down.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. I apologize. That was so loud. The fucking. I mean, great music, but jeez.
Oof.
Some warning would be
Edits.
great. Okay, sorry.
Ooh, desert. It's like Uncharted.
Looks like the
4 or
Mummy.
3.
Oh, I like the little
It's like
yellow
Star
car.
Wars.
Oh, naked ladies. All right.
Your days of
Oh,
fighting
I'm watching it.
so-called
Yeah, I,
greater
got,
good
I blushed. Like, I'm physically like, oh,
Wait, you're missing the dialogue.
sorry.
This is our chance to control the truth
Oh,
The
yes, Rebecca
concepts.
Ferguson.
of right and wrong for everyone for centuries to come.
We haven't seen her before, have we? Oh.
You're fighting to save an idea that doesn't exist. Never did.
God, the colors in this is fantastic, isn't it?
You need
Metal
to pick
Gear.
a side.
They keep contrasting it. Orange, blue, orange, blue.
Yeah. I love that, though. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, that was really cool. Thanks. The gang is back together. Ilsa and Ethan. She's new.
Oh, that's cool.
That'll
This-
stuff.
It's a callback here.
What is that?
That was the only cool shot so far.
You are
Tiny ass
lying
car.
out of your teeth, sir. Is that a fucking sword fight on the bridge?
Hell yeah.
Was that a magic trick? Did you learn magic now?
Whoa. This is like massive.
Is that the Harry Potter train?
Gorgeous.
He's gonna.
Second.
What a
he's not
stunt.
gonna make it. He's not gonna make it.
Parachute.
What a fucking stunt. Oh my God.
That's
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. It's here. Part 1. Oh god.
July
I wish it was like
2023.
part 1 out of 7.
Yeah.
What if it
Yes.
said that? Like what?
Holy shit.
There's 7 of these?
Did you see that there was a sword fight on the bridge with Rebecca Ferguson's character? I wanna
yeah.
watch.
Well, I don't know if that was Rebecca. Is it? Or,
It
I don't
looked
know.
like her character.
Well, there's a character, like a villainous character that kind of looks like Rebecca Ferguson, kind of. But it might be her. There's a lot of running. This looks very
Oh,
epic.
There's a lot of running.
Yeah.
There is
Well,
a
that's
lot of
kind of Tom
running.
Cruise's thing in Mission
It is,
Impossible. He
it
does.
is his thing.
He.
yeah.
I mean, like, listen,
He's
if there's not
59
running
years
in-
old. I can't run like that.
He's insane.
Yeah.
That's he's hauling
Dude,
ass.
he can book it. He can book it, dude. I mean, the guy's the guy's an athlete. Let's put
That's
it
the
that way.
11th veil of Scientology. Learn how to run
Oh.
fast.
You already said
11th
It has to be
veil.
the 12th.
I said 13th the last time.
Yeah,
Did
you
you?
did say the 13th day. Yeah.
Yes. Come on, keep up with it, Drew.
I'm trying. Well, all right. I want to like this looks. This is either the greatest trailer that Mission Impossible has put out, or the most unfinished trailer that Mission Impossible has ever put out. I can't decide which it is. So this is either like the most purposeful thing I've ever seen, and it's beautiful. Like it's actually a really smart way, a la Avatar. All this is music and dope footage.
Yeah.
Right. There's no sound design. Right. Like you barely hear it. A few things. Like a
You
few,
heard that
like,
Pellman drop though with the bullet gun, right?
with
Where
the
it went-
bullet, like you hear some sound, like
Yeah.
some minor, but mostly it's gone. Like there's no bullets being fired, like or like crashes or
True.
glass shattering. There's none of that in here. It's clearly meant to just be like an atmospheric piece, and there's like some great dialogue from like a past from like the actor that was in actually the very first Mission Impossible, who's making a cameo, or not a cameo appearance, but who's coming back to kind of be, I guess, the main villain here, which is great. But it seems to me, so I'm either on the fence because this was leaked. They were like,
Okay,
put it out. It got great reviews, but it's unfinished. We didn't like, because I don't see a reason. This feels like it would be a great trailer if they put like another 2 weeks of sound design into this in the right places, and it feels very
Okay.
flat.
It's flat.
Right?
It's very flat.
It feels very flat, and but there's something about it that works really well, and I think that's why the internet kind of, like when the trailer leaked, the internet was like, "This looks amazing." It was getting a lot of like great like thumbs up, like Dead Reckoning like looks dope, and I think they were like, "Fuck it, put it out there." You know, people want this. They don't want the big bombastic trailers anymore. They want these like it's a teaser. Give them the atmosphere. Let them feel it. Like just put some music and some dialogue in and call this thing done. But it feels unfinished. I'm sorry, it does, but I think it still works. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm-
now that
I'm
you say
of-
that, though, it does feel like. I think you're right then.
When you-
It's, yeah.
Drew, I think you're the only person in the world that's watched more trailers than me. How many times have you seen that trailer before?
What do you mean? Like
The style of trailer. I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's-
I think
it's
that's my point. The
so-
editing feels like it should be a traditional trailer. There's edits in there that don't feel like they belong, other than when you would
Here-
do a bump with
here-
the Pelham hits, a boom, 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 right? Because it
Here's
feels
my
weird
problem
for it
with
to be atmospheric, but then have these like really like jittery cuts. It's kind of weird. It feels weird.
It was a trailer made for people that know Mission Impossible and just need to know it's back, and they're going to get a whole bunch more of the same. Like I'll watch that. I like watching that. That's something I'll put on, sit with a glass of wine, and watch cars run around, and hopefully they say some funny, cool things. I just am tired. That's lazy to me. I think that's a lazy trailer. I want, you got all this money. What they spend $290. You have all this money. Spend a fucking buck or two on the trailer and come up with something that intrigues me and brings people into it. That trailer to me was lazy. If you, and this is trailer talk, right? We're talking about the trailer. I'm not talking about the
Sure.
franchise or the actors or the movie. I'm talking about the trailer itself. I felt the trailer does not do any job to pull somebody new into the genre. I don't think it does anything good for people that don't know about it, like Stephanie. I mean, yeah, okay, it's a cool. How many action trailers have you seen like that, Steph? I couldn't tell if that
Too
was
many.
Fast and Furious or whatever, some show that Nick Cage did to pay off his debt. Like, there's no difference in those things. So why can't you make a smarter trailer? Why can't somebody get outside of the box? Because that franchise is so big and there's so much money involved. Nobody's willing to take a risk. They want to do what's tried and true. They keep doing it over and over and again, and it'll work and it'll make money for them, and we'll get the trailer 8 look just like that. But they'll flip to orange first and then blue.
This is
That'll be
fascinating.
considered.
I'm on the same boat as the both of you, like as far as like an editing standpoint. Like, I was trying to remember how long the Avatar 2 trailer was, because this just felt, first of all, time-wise, like it was, 2 minutes and 15 seconds of just imagery, and like the imagery was really pretty, I think. Like, I think there's a lot of interesting looking shots, but at the same point, like, I don't know, like, to me it reminded, like, when I first started editing, and this is no offense to the editors, but like, I would pick music and put it underneath stuff, and this was like in high school, and like stuff didn't really match visually together, whereas like now, like, I understand like all those other things that I did not understand in high school, and watching this, I'm just kind of like, it just seems like something some fan made and like kind of like put together, like, these were my favorite shots from like Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, like, and so, like, I need the audio. Like, I need, like, there's, like, a little bit of dialogue, but the dialogue that they gave me wasn't enough to really pull me in. Like, you know, like what PJ was saying. Like, I don't know. I, like, there, it just seems a little, like, it's, from a trailer standpoint, I think it was too long. And I think I agree, too, like, mixing-wise, like, that first card that they have in the very beginning was so loud. And then the rest of the trailer was so quiet, and I'm like turning my audio up, like, I'm like, I can't hear.
Yeah. Even the dialogue felt like it was like not mixed properly. Like you couldn't really hear what he was saying. Like, he's whispering, but the music seemed to overtake it. It's interesting you said that. Yeah.
So Crow 7 Blah, is that how you pronounce her name on the thing? They said, I think I have fan bias. It got me hyped for the film. That's who they made it for, right?
Well,
even myself. I mean,
I
I watch it. I saw that. Yeah. I like the green dust, the way they shot that, and that getting, cool. You know, that was kind of cool. I like the contrast of the little yellow car in the chase. That was funny. You know, that's going to be a funny moment. Anytime a motorcycle drives off the cliff, I'll watch that. But the rest, riding in a desert, fast in the streets, him running in the candles. I mean, who cares? I think they made it for the fans.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
which I believe is a mistake. Sorry, one last thing, and you do. It's a mistake because now with everybody starting to go back to the movie theaters, you got to give them something. You got to give them a reason to to go back. Don't you think?
I don't know. Tell that to the 160,000 people or whatever spent money on Top Gun that didn't
but Top Gun,
want something new.
Top Gun was a bit of nostalgia. It's like, what was it, 86
speaking
when they
of
made
nostalgia, this started in the 60s with this TV show, right? And this is
I know, but this is number 7.
98 or whatever,
it's not like it was Top Gun. It's not like it was Top Gun 7.
Still, I mean, this is a franchise. You know, like
I never saw the trailer. Was the trailer good? The Top Gun trailer? Did you? Did anybody go see the Top Gun? No,
I saw it. It was good. It was good. I think the thing too is like story-wise. I haven't seen the second one, but like, from like a trailer standpoint, I think too, like story-wise, like everything's different. Like this is more like action-packed. Like there's a mission like that they're going on, whereas like Top Gun is just the
like
training camp. Yeah. So like it's just, and there's like a little more heart to it.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind this is supposed to be like the teaser. Right, like we have no idea what's happening in this.
215
long teaser. This is a long
teaser. Guys, I 100%. I think this was a leak. Like this leaked, and they were like, whatever, put it out. Like it's getting great.
That makes sense.
Like the feedback on this online was actually that this is a great thing. right now. It might, again, to your point, PJ, it might be an echoing chamber of fans who love this franchise and love or love Tom Cruise. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of those. I like I think the latest Mission Impossible movies were better than the latest James Bond movies. No, and I know that's like a weird thing to say, but I do think they were more entertaining in some fashion, where the James Bond films are like a higher art, right? Like, I understand that. But from an entertainment value, I thought they delivered in spades. And some of them were even more clever in ways. But I do hear you. I think the trip up, Pagan, I'll let you go. I know I've been talking over you, but there's a ton of callbacks in this trailer, of like the previous movies. Like, there's a lot going on here that's calling back to like the last 6 Mission Impossible movies, which is kind of cool. It's almost like the greatest hits action scenes from all the other movies. So, but go ahead, Pagan.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm probably on the same page as Ian here, the Crow 7 Blah. Like, I'm a fan of these series. Like, I'm not a diehard fan. I can't tell you what happened in every single one of them, you know. Oh, sorry, Drew. Bye. Your camera just got disabled for internet connection. But I like this trailer. I like the trailer. I like that there's music over it, and it's fucking epic music. And then you get these beautiful location shots with like and crazy contrasting colors, like the underwater submarine and the desert shot, and I just love that. I think that's beautiful. Like, the whole thing screams money to me, because I mean, why wouldn't it, you know? I shoot on some amazing locations. I love Rebecca Ferguson. I love that the cast is back from the last few, and she looks like she's got some badass fucking fight scenes, including the sword fight scene on the bridge. Like, I'm loving this, and I think that's really interesting, like, from an editing and producing point of view, that you guys are like, that's not a great trailer. Yeah, I'm here like, holy shit, this trailer was awesome. Like, I love it. It's so good. I agree that the dialogue that they put in here wasn't great. They could have probably chosen something better. But I like that there's the rest of the film. There's no dialogue. There's just this epic music, and then it's just cut after cut of really incredible action sequences. I am always a bit like, why? He has a love interest, which is Ilsa, right? Who's now going to be working for IMF, I presume, which is Rebecca Ferguson's character, and she's like sniping. She's got the patch on. It's like, oh yeah, let's call back to some of those older films. It's so good. But he's now like running around the place with Hayley Atwell, which I don't know if we've seen before, which I don't remember seeing her in any of them before.
I don't remember Hayley Atwell in the other one. Maybe I'm forgetting, but yeah.
Yeah, because like Vanessa Kirby was in the last one. Ian's popped in the chat as well. She was amazing, and I love her. She's White Widow. She's like the arms dealer and stuff.
The sister to Black Widow.
Yeah, the sister to Black Widow.
I just made that up.
She's like an arms dealer, and she's so
cousin,
badass.
buddy. They're cousins.
Yeah, you're right.
She's actually the daughter of the arms dealer in the first Mission Impossible, Vanessa Redgrave's character.
The very first Mission Impossible?
I love her.
Vanessa Redgrave's character is the arms dealer. She's the daughter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. I like that stuff.
Cool.
So that's really cool. I loved her in the last one. I think she's great. Hayley is new to the franchise. It's confirmed by chat here. Like, I just think, like, he's running around, and I'm like, half the film is probably going to be with Hayley Atwell. No disrespect, love her, great actress. But I'm like, but don't you have like a love interest and shit? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, is she part of the plot? Does she need to be protected? Is she's like, what's going on? So that like gets me thinking. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff that just makes me incredibly anxious.
I think you have to see this in a movie theater. You have to see this in a movie theater because, you know, what's the difference between all these action movies, right? You know, they just try to up the level of action in it. And sometimes it can get overboard. Dare I bring up an American Justice League movie? That it gets a little overboard, but if you don't see it on the big screen, I think you lose it. I think you want to be immersed and just have that. Like, I want to see that desert unfold in front of me. I don't want to. I don't want to watch it on my TV at home.
Well, Tom Cruise.
There's something special about seeing movies in the theaters.
Absolutely, and Tom Cruise is on record saying, "I make movies for theaters, like for movie theaters."
Yeah,
makes sense. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but like he's said that. Like, he's like, I don't want to make something for. He's not gonna ever make TV. Like, he's like, I'm a movie star. I make movies. Like, and I make movies for the big screen. Like, he's like basically the big middle finger to Netflix and every other streaming network. He's just like, you're not gonna watch if you want to watch my shit at home after 4 months, great, but. You know, you have 4 months to see it in the best possible way.
See it in the theater,
Yeah.
IMAX. Be great. Yeah, I think cool. It looks great, and I think it's just an interesting perspective how you guys are saying that it's like it looks poorly edited or poorly put together, and it does make sense now that you said that, like, because it got leaked and now they're like pulling something in, just fucking release it and add some music. That's interesting because it doesn't feel
Well,
like that to me.
Yeah. No, I
now that
actually
you say
think
it,
no,
it
I
makes
think
sense.
I think this was like 67% done. Like the music is great.
Wow, that's crazy.
The editing is fine.
66.
Yeah. No, it just
69.
It feels like
How
it's
could you
it's
both
missing,
miss this opportunity?
I know.
Because we're
God.
trying to be polite,
I'm
Pagan.
trying not to be too.
There's
On
ladies
this
in the
channel?
room.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
out.
true.
Are you joking me?
It's 69%.
What have you guys become?
Giggle.
I'm such a child.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it just feels like everything's like they're like, we locked this edit, it's good, it's ready to give you send off to the sound designer to fucking like polish this thing up
Sure.
and mix it, and it literally feels like we locked.
Are we still talking about sex?
No, we were talking about the film now.
Oh,
Maybe.
Okay,
No.
got it now. Okay, cool.
But
Polish
think
it
about
up.
it. 69, PJ.
Polish it up. I'm sorry. Okay.
69. I mean, the guy jumps off.
So
a
Lynn, what
cliff
would you
with
do?
a
What,
motorcycle.
of all these action movies, right? This is a genre, right? Like this style. What's been the most innovative one you've seen in past recollection?
Of Mission Impossibles or action
Just
films?
action
This style,
films?
this James, but this style, this
Like the spy
espionage
thriller,
kind of the spy
espionage.
thriller,
I mean,
trying to kill somebody.
James Bond and Mission Impossible are the gold standard. Everything else just
Yeah.
feels like a B
Casino Royale
movie
is
on
fantastic.
Really?
yeah.
yeah.
Casino Royale is probably
Yeah.
probably one of the
Prime.
best.
And then, of course, I would say John Wick. And it's not super spy
John
film or
Wick.
whatever. John Wick in
Yeah.
action film has like
John
redefined
Wick, I
the
like
stunt
John Wick,
franchise.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What would you consider the assassin in this world? Remember that movie from way gone by with Natalie Portman,
Oh, The Professional.
Oh,
The Professional? Would you
With,
consider that this kind of
Leo or
movie?
something like that?
Yeah.
It's a little different. Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess
So why is it different? Like this is such an obvious feel to it.
Well-
What is it about these?
Well, I think it's a smaller scale. I mean, you look at The Professional. I mean, it was like what was that budget? Like maybe $2 million. Like, you know, this was like Luc Besson before he became famous from like Fifth Element and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. You know, I just think like when you're, what is this budget for this movie? Like 800
$290
million.
I think
Yeah,
it's all in
290
the
million?
stunts. I think it's just like the stunts are what make this movie. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, there's I think like that. I think that's like the like
Absolutely.
James Bond is very different. Whereas Tom Cruise, it's like he's in the movie and it's like, okay, what's he gonna do in this movie? Like, oh, he drove a car off this roof onto the next and then parachuted off of it like before it explodes. Like, I mean, I think that for this is like probably
Yeah.
what makes the
It's-
movies. Not that I haven't seen them, but I've heard about the
It's
stunts.
the thrill. Like it is totally the
Yeah.
thrill.
Yeah, and I do appreciate all of the Mission Impossible movies, except for like the last 3 or 4. Were actually pretty different. Like when you consider like Brian De Palma did the first one, which is pretty much an art film.
I love
like,
Brian
yeah,
De Palma. Do you remember that
yeah.
movie he did called Blowout way back in the day with John Travolta?
I don't know if I saw that one. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Did have I?
Yeah, it's a
Actually,
great little,
John
it's a
Travolta's
great little
in there.
noir
Yeah.
thriller if you ever want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that he was doing a movie like Mission Impossible, like, seemed like crazy back then, and it was great. I think the original still holds up quite well, and it's actually more in line with the old TV series as far as like the whole Mission Impossible stick of it, right? Like it felt very in line, like very clear callbacks and more through line to the TV show, where the ones now feel more movie-ized, big movie like budget. Like
Yeah.
they feel like they've definitely skewed more into the stunts and the crazy versus more in the streamlined spy world, like espionage.
All in the Game
stuff.
brings up a good one, the Bourne trilogy. I'd put that in this
Oh,
space.
yeah.
Shit,
Yes,
the original
great.
Jason Bourne film is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
That was better. Why? That's almost the
Movies,
same
yeah.
kind of movie, but I love that first one.
Well,
It's
what
more
was
subtle.
that?
It's less in the
Yeah.
it's less in your face about action.
Really,
action,
there's
action, action.
very
There's a
few
lot of drama in
action
between
beats
as well.
in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Is
right.
it
Greg.
true
Yeah.
that the comedy Get Smart was based off of Mission Impossible,
Yeah,
the original, the
I
TV
love
series?
that movie.
yeah, with Steve
I don't
Carell
know.
and was the Rock in
man.
that
No,
too?
that's the
It was based
remake.
off
That's
of-
the remake, but there was an original TV series back in the
Oh,
60s.
was it really?
Or was
Yeah.
it off James Bond movies?
Probably a combo.
Yeah, I thought it was based off of James Bond, but then if you say that it was Mission Impossible, that would also make sense. But I'd imagine it would be based off of any of the spy films. So Man from U.N.C.L.E. probably could be in there as well.
Yeah, yeah,
When
man.
did-
That was a
Forgot
great
about Man from
movie
U.N.C.L.E.
too.
Yeah, the
That
remake of
shoulda-
that was fantastic as well. Also with
Yeah.
Vanessa Kirby. So
Yeah. That was
She's a great
surprisingly
actress.
really good. I'm surprised it
fantastic.
didn't
Wasn't she
do
in
better.
that? Hold on. Maybe I've been wrong. Maybe
Actually,
I'm
I
wrong.
don't
Chat.
think so. Vanessa Kirby, I don't think it was in that.
I
Maybe?
know her from The Crown.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. She plays Margaret.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mike H. Ghost Protocol is the best Mission Impossible. You know, it was pretty good. It's weird. I have a weird nostalgia for 1 and 2. I don't know why. When John Woo did the second Mission Impossible, I just loved the change
I
of
love John
kind of
Woo.
direction
Sorry. It
in that
wasn't
film.
Vanessa.
And it felt like it was just wild. Like it felt like I was watching just this pure. That actually feels more like John Wick than any of the other Mission Impossible. It feels more like action-oriented gunplay kind of style, very like
John Woo.
slow-mo, doves flying in the back. You know, like it's just it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's
Very
why I
much.
really like. I wish they kept this going. I feel like who's directing this one? It's Christopher McQuarrie. I think he hasn't done the last few. When they land on a director, they all sort of like Harry Potter did this too. I liked when Harry Potter had different directors for each
Me
movie.
too.
Because the
It
tone
changed
of
it.
the
Like Columbus had the tone in the beginning, and
Yes,
then
he
what was
did.
the one? What was the one where everybody was
Did
all of
the
a sudden
Mummy.
in their regular clothes and it was a lot darker?
So
who
it's
was
Harry
that
Potter
one?
and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes,
Yeah,
that one.
pretty
Who
much.
directed that one? That I like that director, but
That's
that
a
whole
great.
He
film
actually recently
changed.
directed. Oh my God. Oh fuck. Sorry. Hold on. Let me just. Let me
still
just read.
spots
figure
on
it
of
out.
Uncharted 3.
Yeah. Alfonso
Yeah.
Cuarón.
No, yeah,
Alfonso
yeah,
Cuarón, I love him.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is,
yeah. He
um,
directed.
amazing
I was
director.
actually gonna
directed
point that out.
Gravity, the one with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
don't like. It was just it got dark. Harry Potter got dark. I love the first Harry Potter. I just
Oh
loved it.
really?
When
I liked
that
it when it
movie.
got dark. Like
Yeah,
I was
same.
in
I
for
did
that
too.
vibe.
I did too.
Yeah, but I also liked the different tones. Like I don't mind when different directors take on a different franchise and give it their spin, as long as they're like have that idea in their head.
Well, it gives it
and how
something
they
new.
want it.
Gives it,
Yeah, and I guess that's why I'm a little bit like again when the last like 4 Harry Potter films were all done by the same director, they all felt like I was like, what am I going to this? There wasn't anything new here.
I
visually for
totally
me.
agree with you. I actually don't
And-
like anything after 3. So the 4th
Yeah.
to the 8th movie, I hated them.
I think Goblet of
It's like,
Fire is perfect. They should have
Oh, I
just
love
ended it after
Goblet of
that.
Fire.
Yeah,
But
I never saw
after
the
that, I
last
was-
one.
But then the same thing here. It's like all these Mission Impossibles are like Macquarie's taken on the last 2 or 3.
Couple, yeah.
And it's just they all start to feel the same. And I'm not. I guess I don't get excited. But this trailer though, like there's some really cool like. I guess again, my nostalgia starts to come in. Like there's a shot where he's on top of a train and it's going hyper. That's a callback to the very first Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
The car chase is a total callback from I think the 3rd one with the tiny car. It's also a Born Identity kind of, callback. There's
The
like
running.
the runnings, which is in every film.
In
I mean,
every film, yeah.
the jumping off the cliff. I mean, how many times has he jumped off a fucking cliff and lived? I mean, it just feels like, and then the callback to the original with the actor. I'm blanking on the actor's name, but the character's name. What was his Kittredge? From the
Kittredge.
very
Yeah,
first
he's
one?
actually in the trailer.
Yeah, so
for this one.
Yeah, he's in the
You show
trailer.
him in the
I mean,
beginning,
old and
yeah,
gray,
yeah.
but he's literally like the guy who betrays Ethan and his team in the very first
Yeah,
scene
that's right.
in the movie, in the very first movie. So it's super cool that they're able to like bring it all the way back, right? Like find that through point, right? And I'm kind of here for that because they
Yeah.
all don't have that through point, but if there's some way, it's sort of like, and I mentioned this on the last trailer talk where Avengers Endgame and Infinity War sort of made like other films in the Marvel franchise like bearable because they found a through point that says like, you know what, Dark World is important to the character growth
Yeah.
of these characters. And I'm like, yeah, but that movie's garbage, but maybe I should go rewatch that because maybe I'm missing something. So it's kind of interesting when they start to like tie these things together. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And to have that thought, I don't know, I'm kind of here for that in a weird way. It's the kind of modern way of doing movies franchises.
Yeah, when they wind the narratives together, I think you're right. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's cool because especially if you are a fan of the series, you're like, oh. You know, it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I appreciate that kind
But
of
if-
narrative too.
But if you're Stephanie and don't give a shit, and this trailer's like, or PJ. You know,
Well, yeah, but I think
it
though, like,
lost- I
would
think with
Stephanie
that
go and
intro-
see this without seeing anything else? Like, would you just go and watch this, Stephanie, without seeing any
that's
of the
the
others, or
problem.
would you be
The
compelled to
intertwining
I would
watch
have
of
to
it.
go back.
Yeah,
I would
right?
have
It's
to
like
go back
it's
and
like
watch. I
homework.
can't.
It's like the MCU now. It's
like
so
homework, yeah, true.
convoluted.
It is. It is.
It's like it's just so
but
many
it's,
things
you're
you gotta
watching
watch.
movies. It's
But
not like you
it's
actually have to do
for-
math.
It's for the fans,
to do
and
math.
I understand. Talk about building community and giving it to them. I'm all for that.
But
This
like,
movie
I
is
feel
2
like we
hours
live in
long.
we live in a
Wojtek is
day.
He's
not
one.
having fun with this one.
Yeah, we live in a day. Horses, yeah, goon, yeah. It's Uncharted 3. It's
It
also
is.
Uncharted 3 and Metal Gear Solid with the sniper and the eye patch.
Yeah,
if
yeah, it's so
Where
good.
are my Metal Gear Solid fans?
It's just some guys in
Sniper-
development
Sniper
going,
Wolf.
stealing
If
it
they
from a
call it
video
Sniper
game
Sniper Wolf,
going.
Yeah.
It's these guys in development stealing it from a video game going, no one will know.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Totally. Yeah, no, they
Video
do that
games
all the
aren't even a
time.
thing. Don't worry
I'm
about it.
not
Nobody
even-
will know.
I'm not even
Who plays
shitting you. Movies do that shit all the time.
Oh
they
my
literally
God.
steal
Steal
from
from a
video
video
games.
game and think they
They
invented
do.
it.
Yeah,
What's up with
absolutely.
Uncharted? They're like, listen, guys,
But
we're just
also-
gonna make this into a video.
But also, video games steal from movies. So, like, Uncharted is literally Indiana Jones. So, I mean, let's
1000%.
not,
Yeah.
let's not like give credit where credit's due.
True.
So, yeah, I don't. I had a train of thought and I totally lost it. But
You
I
were
was gonna
wrapping
say,
this up.
You were.
yeah, I know. But I was gonna say one last point is we live in a day and age where we can stream anything we want at any time, wherever, right? So like all the Mission Impossible movies live on Netflix or Amazon or so. Like if you're like if you saw this trailer and you're like, maybe I'll go back and rewatch those or watch those for the very first time. It's very easy to do that versus back in the day, you'd be like, holy fuck, that's like $80,000 at Blockbuster that I don't have money or time to like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, there's a lot more work involved to do something like now. It's like, what are you doing tonight? Let's rewatch all the Mission Impossibles. I mean, not all of them, but you can get through one.
I actually really enjoy watching those franchises though. Like I really enjoy being like, oh, will we marathon something? So and maybe not just on one sitting, obviously, but we'd be like, oh, great, you know, the new Stranger Things is coming out, for example. Let's go back and watch all of them together. Or the Alien franchise, because there's so many of them. You could go back and sit and watch them. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, we do that all the time. We don't really do the trilogy, like the Hobbit trilogy. No, but the
You know what I
original
rewatched?
Lord of the Rings trilogy. Fine.
You know what I rewatched the other day while I was on a plane?
Go for it.
They didn't have a lot to choose from. The Replacements with Keanu Reeves. Did you ever see that movie,
With the-
that football
the
movie
football
where the
movie? Yeah,
strike
that's
and they
funny.
bring him in? And
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good movie.
It's
It's
pretty
a
funny.
good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go watch that. It's funny.
I enjoyed that movie.
who's the
and
love
John
interest in
Favreau's in it.
Brooke
She's a really
Langton?
pretty girl. I don't remember her name. She never went
forget
anywhere
her.
though. Like she didn't
Brooke
do much
Langton is
afterwards.
her name.
Yeah, what
Whatever
did
her
she
name
do
is,
after
Brooke
that? Not
Langton.
much.
Brooke Langton? Yeah.
She,
I remember, like, I thought.
she has
pretty much
continued
like
acting
anything
until
Keanu Reeves does.
2019. So
Huh.
mostly
Yeah.
TV series.
You know, before I know we started this segment, we kind of missed it last week, and let me know if you guys we could skip it this week because I know we're like scrambling to prepare for this
Oh, good.
episode.
Okay.
But I don't know if anybody has anything they have been watching or that want to recommend. I know PJ, you kind of had a lot of things at the beginning before we went live of some stuff you.
Oh, I'm watching and I highly recommend. And I don't remember what it's called now. It's the TV series about the Lakers dynasty. And I'm not a basketball fan, and I am loving the show. The way it's shot, the way the audio is edited, the flashbacks. It's a fascinating piece of film to watch. And John C. Reilly is amazing in it. So,
Winning Time?
Highly,
Is that what it's called? Winning Time?
yeah, Winning Time. That's it. Yep, I am
and
loving
that's on
that.
Netflix or no?
HBO.
No,
Where's that?
HBO, I think.
HBO Max.
Is it HBO? Yeah, and then Maria's talking about Love, Death, and Robots. Of course, I binge watched that whole season when it came out. But check out the what was it called?
Winning Time? The Rise of the
Winning
Lakers
Time.
Dynasty?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really liking it.
Cool.
What about you, Stephanie? You have anything?
Altered Carbon is something I think about all the time. It was
Really?
a good show.
It is a good
And
show.
I really wanted a third season, but it's okay.
I only got two.
I'll be fine with
yeah,
just
it was a good
two.
show.
It's
Is
good
it
show.
official? Did they officially say there's not going to be a third? Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
It's over. And it didn't end right
Yeah.
at the end of the second. It was kind of just left it
yeah.
floating a bit.
It was
Yeah, a
okay.
little
It was an
slower.
okay ending.
Yeah.
But it's a good show. It's a sci-fi. Like the first season's very like film noir, like detective-esque, and the second season is without. I'm not gonna drop any spoilers, but it's a little different. But it's all like very cool, like sci-fi. Renee Elise Goldberry or what's her name? Renee.
Yeah.
Elise, but she's in it, and I'm blanking on it. Jonathan
Krasinski. Yeah.
Kinnaman.
Or no, not Krasinski.
Joel Kinnaman.
Joel Kinnaman. Yeah, Kinnaman.
Joel
Joel
Kinnaman.
Kinnaman's
and then,
great, yeah.
Anthony Mackie
Yeah.
was in the second season.
Yeah.
But it's a
Hey,
really
Creed,
good show.
Creed's online. Hey, Creed.
Hey,
Oh, hello.
Creed.
Hey, Creed.
What about you, Pagan? You got anything you're
Stranger
digging
Things
right
4. Stranger motherfucking things, friends. Get on it, PJ. I don't even fucking care, man. Binge watch it. Sit
I'm
down
watching
and
it.
strap you through the chair.
I have. I'm on episode 4. I think I finished episode 4.
Of the new season?
Of the 4. I watched the
new
whole
season.
thing for you guys. I kind of skipped through 2 and 3.
Episode
I watched the
4.
whole thing.
I skipped
Definitely like 2
over 2.
seasons.
I actually I
huge
watched
chunk
part
of it.
1, then I skipped over 2 entirely, and I watched 1 in the end on 3, and I was like, I got enough.
2's really good.
And
Two's
then
actually really good.
and then I'm into 4.
Episode
You
4
might-
in season 7. It's called Dear Billy. And it is the fucking greatest piece of television that I have seen in a very long time. It is so good. I would really love to hear your opinions on that.
When
But
I
yeah,
watch it,
Stranger
I will
Things in
get
general
back
is
to you.
fantastic. It's just really, really good this season. I've watched all the 7 episodes currently, waiting for the final bits in July. And it's just really well written. It's much darker than I think the others have been.
They're very scary.
Yeah.
Some
It's
new
really
characters.
well
Love
shot.
it. Oh, it's so
Yeah. I think this is Game of Thrones money. I think they put up something like 20 million an episode or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Really,
Stupid.
it's really well
Crazy
shot.
big.
It's it's stupid money.
Listen, Netflix charges a lot for membership, but the content
And
they
it
put
keeps
out
going up.
is
Yeah.
worth it.
Totally.
Yeah.
But you guys don't remember, just as little as 7 years ago, people would make a joke of going, "Oh, go straight to Netflix and stuff
Yep.
like that when you would make a
True,
movie."
yeah.
And now,
thank
and
House of
now,
Cards.
Yeah.
Change it.
and now you
it is.
want that Netflix deal. I remember when we were shooting Con Man, it was just like, "Oh, it's gonna go straight to Netflix." It was just like we'd be lucky to get on Netflix now.
Yeah. I agree. Season 4 is strong. I agree with all that stuff.
Yeah,
and stuff,
highly
and we've been
recommend it.
binging
It's
that as well. To roll off what Stephanie was talking about, Joel Kinnaman, he's in another series that I'm really excited about. It comes out June 10th called For Season 3 of For All Mankind on Apple Plus. God, guys, if you're into space at all, like any sort of like not, and I'm not talking like science fiction. I'm just talking about like into like, the
Space.
space program, like space, like as like, astronauts, that sort of vibe. This is a show for you. It is like kind of an alternate histories take on what the space program would be like if we were beat to the moon by the Russians. And so it takes off from there. Season 1's about like the race to the moon and the Russians beat us and kind of how the space program would change. Basically, the theory is that everything would be accelerated because we don't lose as Americans. And so in season 3, the race is now to Mars, right? And we're only in the 70s or 80s. I think we're in the 80s now.
The 80s now.
So like imagine like if we were racing to Mars so it's very cool. It's a very grounded play on that on the world. So it's very like character driven. Don't go expecting like a lot of action sci-fi stuff. It's very character driven. It's very real world driven, but done very well. So check that out. Go rewatch season 1. Season 2 is even better somehow. I didn't think
Season
that's
2
possible.
is fantastic. I have to say,
It's so good.
You had recommended that to us before, I think either on Trailer Talk or maybe when we were in a meeting. And then Adam and I were looking for something to watch after Morning Show. We watched that on Apple TV Plus as well. I was like, look, I mean, For All Mankind's on, so we'll have a look. And I think I kind of lost interest halfway through the first episode, and I was like, I'm kind of not in the mindset. So Adam watched the first 2 episodes, and then I started coming back in, and I was like, oh my God, this show is so good. And season 2, you're right, I think is actually far better. Very, very, very
The stakes
good.
are
No
a
one's
little
waiting for
higher.
Orville season 3. No one's waiting for that.
What's Orville?
Yeah.
I fucking loved Orville. I loved it.
Listen, don't get me started on
First, it
what's
was a
his face.
spoof, and then it got serious. Like now, they're kind of like trying to be a real sci-fi
a
show.
real sci-fi show. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basically like
you
if
just won my
they
heart.
spoofed Star Trek, but then decided like, you know what, this is actually a pretty good Star Trek show. We're just gonna make
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
so
Seth MacFarlane. All right, okay.
It's actually pretty good if you could remove Seth MacFarlane out of it. I'd actually probably.
You hate him.
enjoy
I
it.
like Seth
I
MacFarlane.
love him.
I don't
I
know.
like
hate
him a lot.
I just
The only
I don't
problem when I watch him, I
know
just keep
why I
thinking
don't
about
like
all
him.
the voices,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
all his voices.
It's when someone just feels smug and you don't know him, you just never met him, but you're always every time you see him, you're just like, that guy just feels smug. That's kind of Seth MacFarlane to me. I don't know what it is. It might be just be his
he's
face.
rich smug,
you know
though,
how
buddy.
some
He's
people are
rich
like, I
smug.
just want to punch Ryan Reynolds. Some people just want to punch Ryan Reynolds. I just think
Really?
Seth MacFarlane's just
I love
smug.
Ryan Reynolds.
Me too.
I like him
wants
too,
to
but some
punch Ryan
people who
Reynolds?
was on here
I
the
don't
other
wanna
day that
hurt
was
him.
like,
Yeah,
I want to
fight me.
punch Ryan
Paul
Reynolds.
Pop?
Paul Both.
Was it-
See, remember when
Yeah,
Paul
Paul,
Both?
I think it was Paul Both. And we were all like,
That's true.
drama.
All right,
Ryan
we're
Reynolds,
cutting the
look
hour.
out.
I'm not going to be here next week. It is this next Tuesday is
Oh.
my birthday. I'm going to be drinking wine somewhere.
It's your
You
birthday.
don't
We
wanna
can't do a
enjoy your
birthday sesh?
Early.
Birthday with trailer talk?
Oh no, my birthday's on Sunday. I'm going away next week. So
What is happening?
the 7th. I'll be.
Don't
I
even
won't
know
be
when
here.
your birthday is, mate. Oh no!
You don't
my
count
God.
on me. to
And
get
you're
to
like,
my
I'm
age.
still not gonna be here. Fuck all you.
Yeah.
Birthday's
Yeah,
on
still not gonna
Sunday.
be
That's
there.
amazing. Happy birthday.
Yeah, dude.
You
Happy
be
birthday.
35?
Thanks. I am.
Yeah,
Yep,
36.
34. 34.
32?
Nice.
I put a year on. I'm sorry.
I met a guy over the weekend who was a year older than me and looked way fucking younger. I was so like, ugh.
Genetics. It's.
I think I have to dye my hair.
Rude.
I got to dye my
cruel
hair.
game.
No, don't
I'm
you
gonna
dare.
dye my hair
No,
black.
no,
No,
don't
don't
you
you
dare.
Don't
fucking
Silver
pull a
dare,
fox.
Steve
sir.
Martin and Father
Yeah,
of
you
the Bride
silver
too.
fuck.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday
All right,
for
Drew, take her
Sunday.
home. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us on Trailer Talk. We will be here next week, maybe with PJ and his birthdayness. In the meantime, you can follow this show. Watch on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube. You can also listen to us as a podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, like iTunes, Spotify, all that jazz, Pocket Cast, you name it. You can also rewatch this episode and catch up on all things Couch Soup on CouchSoup.com. We put out new
But subscribe.
articles,
Hit that
new
subscribe button and the
content.
ding button and all
Subscribe.
that other stuff. Come
All
on.
that
Please.
stuff, man.
Give us
Come
some
over to
love.
Couch Soup. We got a crazy community. We got a little circle that's going on. Like Pagan just put out an argument about aliens. You should go and get on there,
Yes.
and because it's going crazy. The shit that
We
goes
have
down
some
over
good
there. So
debates. We've got some good debates.
yeah, we have some good debates. I mean, good is maybe tentative. I don't know if that one is solid, but only because you're wrong and everyone else is right. That's
The
what I'll
war
put out there.
continues.
But come join the community.
That's
it's
my
a
life.
great hang. And thank you guys. And until next week, we will see you then. Let us know what you want us to react to.
Yeah,
Could be a
absolutely.
trailer.
Peace out.
Could
Bye,
be-
y'all.
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Good night.
See you later.